I'm the man, yes sir, that killed the bear barehanded so the people won't forget it. Getting money for I was legal to drink. I care what a broke nigga think.
Just like the pack of Lewis.
Look, everything I do so cold. I can do this, both eyes closed. Too short, I stay on my toes. About that guap boy, anything goes. Help the bear if we outside. Help the bear if we outside. Still tipping, baby, nothing changed. I'm still grinding over here, yeah. Still sliding through my own lane. Shorty, nothing funny over here. Dollars rain everywhere around me. Dream to get money. Made it through the storm, living sunny. Dreams came true, now we eating. I got more dreams to chase, gotta reach them. Trying to put a team together like the Hunger Games. Everybody grinding cause we all came from hunger pain.
Y'all know the deal. Y'all know what's up. Y'all look, hey, I'm just glad you're here to talk about evil. Cause evil is good. I'm happy to see your sunshiny face. Because you know that we're about to talk about David Acosta. We're about to talk about Kristen, Grace, you know what I'm saying, Alexis, Leland, all of them folks. But NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Welcome. Thank you for coming through. Hip Hop and Geek right here. We're going to have a good time. Of course, like, subscribe, all that jazz. Big shout out to Vera Morris, and I hope I'm not screwing up your name when you get up here. But Vera, I hope I ain't screwing up your name, but welcome. And guess what? Look, I'm going to let you know right now, look, before we even get started, we ain't by ourselves. Because I'm going to tell you right over here, if you look right over here, you know what I'm saying, you're going to see another young gentleman. All right, and this young gentleman right here. Oh, you gotta go? Oh, all right. Then never mind. I guess he was not ready to come in. So
hang on a minute, I can't hear you.
Oh well, we can hear him, but he can't hear us. But you know what I'm saying? We hear. All right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm gonna let you know that we having a good time, y'all. We gonna get in. We got homie over here. I want to introduce you to Solar Gray, Cinematic Sorcerer.
Jalouette, Dome Jalouette. Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and I am coming at you from the Wizard's Tower, but for some reason, I can't quite, there we go. There we go. That's a lot better. That is a thing. There we are. All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, I had to get the right chair going. And yep, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. Thank you so much for having me on today, bro.
You know what? We have the Demon of Money. I'm going to let you start off because you go ahead. You start off, and I have thoughts, but of course, I would like the Cinematic Sorcerer to give some thoughts on the much anticipated episode about the Demon of Money.
Okay, So, today's episode of Evil brought to you by the stock market. We like the stock market.
Do we?
So all right. I'm gonna put this out there right now. This one was hard for me. Okay. Really, really, really hard for me. And I will tell you why. Um, the demon of money. That is a really hard one for me to deal with because, all right, so I'm looking at this and I'm like, hold up, these people get a whole bunch of a really big cash infusion if they play this money on this stock. Really? Okay. Um, Now normally when I watch these episodes of Evil, I sit up and I'm stuck with one thing. Okay.
Okay.
One major thing, and that is yeah, no, that wouldn't happen to me though. All right, nah, I'm cool. I ain't dealing with that. Yeah, I'm not cutting my hand and playing music so I can write a book. Writing a book is painful enough.
Well, it's also the whole chant too.
Yeah. So I'm like sitting up and I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at all this. I'm going for all of this. But this episode, I'm like, ooh. See, my internet was turned off yesterday. I literally just got it turned back on yesterday. So that whole thing of like, yeah, a person comes up to you, gives you a pen, and you get rich. I'm like, I got a lot of empty coffee cups, and a coffee cup can hold a lot of pens. It's a whole lot of pens. So I very much got caught up in a plot in this show where I could see happening to me. And I'm like, what? As soon
Especially
as
when it's not. Oh, go ahead.
yeah. Well, when they figured out the twist, okay, when they figured out the twist, I'm like, oh, like that? Well, I'd be in no problem whatsoever, like no danger whatsoever. We do talk spoilers here, right?
Yeah, you come on. Man.
Yeah, so I'm just double checking. I'm tired, man. I'm tired.
So
So if all I had to do to not be it followed by the demon was to give people the stock tips, I would have done that by accident. I'd be like, yo, I put
like,
$50 into this and I got this much. You need to buy this stock.
Yo, man, I saved 15% on no.
Exactly. I would have been like, yep, no, dude. I would have been calling family, friends. I'm like, spread the word, buy this stock. Well, I don't know. I don't want you want me to buy it for you? I'll take half, but I'll buy more for you. How's that?
Look, I would like to talk about the demon of money for a moment, but before that, there is someone that I've got to talk about first. Kristen.
Okay,
you had the nerve. You had the nerve.
You are hilarious.
You had the nerve to go to the psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever he is, all right? The shrink. You had the nerve to go and be like, yo, this guy, killed his wife and stuff, and be like, I don't know why he did it. He said that he was scared of his wife. And I mean, I did everything I knew to help him. Did you? Did you? In season 3 of this show, you did everything to help him with the knowledge you had about RSM fertility.
Oh, man.
Did you? Did you?
Man.
Or are you trying to find a way to shift your blame and make yourself feel good? Because they both asked you about RSM fertility. And you were like, nah, man, RSM cool. Don't worry about that. Everything all right. Then he came to you personally and was like, yo, man, I don't know, I'm feeling weird. I went to listen to the baby. I heard something growl. Yeah. You ain't said nothing. You already know that your daughter herself got killer teeth and a tail, all right? As well as the other children that you've studied that came from RSM. And you could have said something and you did it. You're full of it. I don't want to
All
hear
right.
it. I know now. All right, now let's throw it over to the guy that's like, oh, Kristen didn't do anything. She all good. You know, she's the star of the show.
So, like I said, you are hilarious. Because, all right, y'all, when I get the link to this, he always sends me a little bit message like, oh, having some technical difficulty, all that stuff. Today's message was, I don't want to hear you giving no passes to Kristen. And I'm like, really? Because this week, I got nothing. Okay, this week, she's just bad. All right. I mean, seriously, I'm like, from going to Dr. Kurt, who I am loving more and more every episode. Like, you know, it wasn't the I did everything I could to help that pushed me over the top with this one. It was the I didn't want her having my baby. And I'm like, you know what? I get that. I get where you're coming from emotionally, but how many do you need?
You already got four. Like, yo, you got 4 kids that you barely take care of. Let's keep it real. Them girls is like taking care of themselves. Thank God they're old enough to like make their own food and candy salad. Because when are you home? When is Kristen? Okay, let me ask you this. We've been in 3 seasons, right? When has Kristen washed clothes? When has she made them a meal? Ordered them some food? Like what, once?
I can't get down.
I know you're gonna say, "Oh, crazy grandma's doing stuff for her." Yeah,
I can't get down. That's very responsible. That one. Not because I got a love for Kristen, but because it's TV. All right. When did we ever see George from Seinfeld at work? What did the Friends do for a living? You know, the only time we actually see the normal
Friends to evil.
Huh?
We are not equating Friends to evil.
All right. No, seriously. You know, when did we ever see Mulder and Scully doing laundry?
They didn't have 4 kids.
Doesn't matter. They still got dirty. They're still crawling through the swamp. They don't show. I mean, when was the last? If you live alone,
you could be funky. I don't recommend it. Look, you can be stinky on your own.
When does Ben go to the bathroom? You know, I mean, that's my whole point.
I didn't say every
TV don't show that regular stuff unless it's part of the plot directly. That's just how it goes.
Every mundane moment of your life, you're swinging the pendulum all the way to the other end.
I mean,
if we want to keep,
I'm not arguing that she's a good mother.
We keep hitting this point of her being a mother in the show. Do we not? Yes, we do. We keep hitting her a point of her husband not being here and her having to do it alone. What is she doing on her own?
Yeah,
we can't keep hitting that point throughout the seasons and then not show her doing anything.
Again, I'm not arguing that she is a good mother. All right. The writers do a lot on this show, and they need to show a couple of parent-teacher conferences. A couple of, I mean, real talk, I would like to see her step on a Lego or 2 myself. All right. All right. Now, I mean, look, let's be real.
Leon said that's true. When the last time she made them dinner? This might be the only thing. This might be the only thing that's true to life. Let's be honest. The oldest girl is really the parent.
Yeah.
The oldest girl is probably the real parent.
Yeah.
As the oldest son, I know what it's like to be the default adult. So the oldest girl is probably making the food. She's probably the one putting Stouffer's in the oven. Oh yeah, I said it. I don't act like y'all don't remember. Back in the days, you know what I'm saying?
Stouffer's, man, you were riding high. I had syrup sandwiches and coffee.
I forgot. Forgot where Stouffer's was for the elite, but the freezer section of your local grocery store,
bruh.
Okay,
help me out, chat. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Dude, there were 3 years I lived on nothing but toast and coffee. But
freezer section.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like seriously. But yeah, so honestly, I almost had 1 or 2 defenses for Kristen, except for I was kind of glad because I didn't want her having a kid with my egg without my permission. I'm like, I very rarely pull this card, but come on, white people, come on.
They didn't know though. That's the trip. They
Yeah, I
didn't
know.
know.
I know. Like they didn't know. They thought everything was on the up and up. Second, and this was a big thing, that end though. That end. That whole, oh yeah, look, you get you get the stock tip and then this thing follows you and yeah, sure. All right. You know what? Give me the stock tip. Yeah, give me the stock tip. I'll show you that there's nothing to this. Knock, knock, knock. Hey, guy hit in the face with blueberries. I got a stock tip. I'm like, all right, she's almost as bad. No, nobody is as bad as her mother, but she is on that path.
But like mother, like daughter, because now what she's also doing is skewing the results for David and Ben. Because what she's going to say is, I was never followed. When no, you never were given a chance to follow, because once you got the stock tip and bought it, you immediately passed it on. So one, you're lying to your own teammates. Y'all supposed to be a squad. I didn't make this up. Y'all started working together.
After reading him the riot act about disclosure and honesty and stuff like that.
Oh Lord.
Okay. So
after the whole
I ain't gonna
thing,
jump on the we hate Kirsten train. I am saying she messing up though. She seriously messing up.
It's fair. I've given her 3 seasons of grace. It's fair. Okay. She's intentionally making these decisions. She's not a mom that's overworked and caught up in this stuff. She's intentionally making these decisions. And we can't say that she's super duper smart and she's a shrink and she's able to work for the assessors. But oh man, well, she's just caught up. No, she's not caught up. She's making these decisions on purpose.
Yeah.
She could have let this stuff with this man with the blueberries go. This stuff with the blueberries, let it go. Honestly, story-wise, I'm ready to let it go. I'm like, we watching this stuff again? But still, I'm like,
story-wise, we already let it go. We're like, honestly, when she walked up to the house, I'm like, who's that?
Yeah,
I got my camera, and I'm like, oh.
And I'm like, for real. Seriously.
I'm like, I would have done it with a construction worker, but yeah. But I gotta say, I was a little disappointed in this episode in one way.
All right.
And that was no Sister Andrea. I wanted a scene with Sister Andrea. I gotta say, we really could have used her in this episode. Though, David was on the right track this time.
David is actually semi-listening to people now. Which is
I think he needed somebody to hate, is the thing. No, follow me on this one, okay? When the show first started, it was, all right, Kirsten, we're getting along all right. Ben, you know what? You're a skeptic, but you kind of cool. I'm David. I'm in seminary. I'm getting along with everybody, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
Now, he's like, oh, the Vatican's here. Why y'all messing up? Let the girl get some pizza. God. She ain't just here to do what you're saying. She is a human being. She had a job. She liked people. Aren't we all priests? Like, what's up with this? Like, okay, we fight evil, but we got to be here for regular people. What is up with y'all?
We the Vatican CIA.
Huh?
We're the Vatican CIA. That's what we are.
And I like that they added the little priest entourage as comic relief.
Okay, I'll slide Kristen to the side. Don't worry about her. She done for now. It was great to see Grace. She's just so quaint. It's like, oh, it's so nice to see. Just so nice to see you. I'm so glad you're here. It's so nice. And the funny thing is, like throughout this, she's just dropping dimes on everybody. Like, oh, tomorrow, don't do that. Oh, I forgive you what you're gonna do. Do this, check this. You need to check, like just random stuff that she's and then
next Thursday.
I love how Ben was like, hey, how do you know? He was like, come on, man, she's a prophet. Like there's a couple times when David was like, she's a prophet though. And regardless of how people feel, even Kristen was like, I don't know if I'm into this, but the girl ain't been wrong. The girl ain't been wrong yet.
Yeah, and that's a real good one. Although I gotta say, I'm I'm really happy that they're bringing Ben's sister into the plot a lot more.
Yeah,
And
she's cool.
I had a hot minute of, ooh, no, don't go down the stupid path. Uh, so we'll see where that goes. Where it's like, no, I got a you know, I got a stock portfolio and all that stuff. And yeah, all right. Well, I took that stock tip, and yeah, I just made like $10,000. It was no big thing. But then a dude popped up outside of my house, and I'm like, oh, now you're starting to see what your brother do for a living.
But then Ben is like, oh, I'm going to do this. Don't worry. I'm going to do this. I got this. And then I love how Ben sees the figure outside.
Mm-hmm.
Turns around like he gonna boss up. But then he was like, nah, never mind.
Well, the figure did back up.
Yeah. But then when the figure was like, what? He was like, oh, never mind.
And then the lights started messing up and all that stuff. And he's like, nah, I gotta go.
Because he did see that dude get killed on camera. Like our whole assessment, we went and I saw this guy. The guy came in the boat and walked up there, and now all of a sudden he's floating in the I don't know, the river, the bay, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's floating in the bay. And yeah, although I had to laugh when I watched this episode because I'm like, wow, that is the most unrealistic thing I have ever seen. A dude that looks that Muslim running up on a freaking crime scene where there's a dead body and he didn't get shot. Oh yeah, they were just TV is something else.
They were just like, hold on, sir, you can't be here.
And he's like, I'm just going to go see this guy. Oh, you're going to go see the dead body.
Oh, you want to see the dead body? How did he not?
I'm like, this is how I know this is TV. And this is how I know that this is TV, because it's like, oh, you knew the guy. Come here, sir. So the last time you saw him was at 7 p.m.
Yeah, he's at least getting questioned overnight.
Yeah,
at the very least.
And the last time you saw him was at 7 p.m.
It's like, you know, you done messed up, right?
Yeah. So the last time you saw him was at 7 p.m. You know.
Yeah. And shouts to Tom. I don't want to mess up your last name. Says, love Christian acting surprised at the party. So cute with great acting. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they both came to her like, look, we know you don't want to do that. Look, they planned it and they love you. So give them this response they want, because they want to feel that they did something good for you.
Yeah. And cheer the heck up. All right. Yeah, cheer the heck up, man. God. You know.
Like, up,
yeah, Ben was my MVP for this episode, but I gotta say, I was literally squeeing, and I don't squee very often. But when Grace and Cheryl were talking, I'm like, oh, yeah, good and evil finally meet. Good and evil finally meet.
Because at first Grace is like, oh, hey, how's it going? It's nice. And then Grace was like, oh.
And it was like, womp.
You immediately see her eyes shift, and she's like, something's wrong.
I forgive you for what you gonna do, but. And of course, Cheryl then goes straight up to my boy, and it's like, no, she's this, she's that. Oh, Grace Ling. Yes, we're a tight-lit community. You know?
Yeah, when she first thought about that and then saw the conversation with her, and all right, this is a TV thing. In TV, I mean, yes, ear hustling is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But ear hustling is like the best on TV, all right? You got a loud party going. You got 4 girls singing karaoke. You got other people, music going on. But you hear specific audio crispness from the conversation like a good 20 feet or so from you. Like, and you take a perfect cell phone shot. What is she using? Is that the brand new iPhone? Is that the Samsung, the S2000? What is she using?
Well, considering where she works, Pixel? You know, they got access to really 18? Good tech. No, they got really, that's the Pixel 666. You know, it's the Samsung, it's the Samsung Mark Beast.
Yeah, it's brand new.
It's the iPhone 666, you know, with floating camera.
I was like, how is she? But she said, you need to help. Look, she was like, look, your man, girl, he need help.
Yeah.
And then she drew a picture of, and see, that's the only thing that helped them, is because she only gets like little pieces. So she drew a literal picture of the room, or the, I guess, the hallway or whatever, like right in front of the room.
His perspective.
Yeah.
That was big, from his eyes.
Yeah.
And when she had that little talk of, look, your girl is good, but she needs you. Yeah. Okay. There are a lot of people that are pulling her one way. You got to pull her the other way. It was almost like I was expecting Keenan Ivory Wayans to come into the shot going, message.
You know? I'll slightly push back on that with, not that Grace was wrong. I think that Grace might have needed to also add that, girl, you know you're going to have to, straighten up a little bit, because you ain't straight and narrow right now. Like, you might not be the best influence with what you're doing. Also,
well,
I'm still worried, even though Grace said that, I'm still worried because we've already investigated kids that there weren't people trying to pull them in. They were just regular kids, and they still went crazy or still had problems and all this stuff from RSM fertility. So you might have to be very proactive with Alexis, like very proactive. Like, you might have to put her in like a I don't know, Sister Andrea boot camp. All right, because I mean, we've already seen regular kids that weren't, it weren't like there were people like, you got to be evil and all this around the kids, and they still ended up being evil, or ended up being like tormented or crazy or whatever. So she might need some real covering, as the old sister say. She might need some real covering.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that 100%. The biggest thing is, and I was kind of like, maybe, and then I'm like, no, I can definitely see that read of, your daughter's good, but she's going to need you. She's going to need you to protect her, with that underlying undertone of the way that you haven't been. There are forces trying to pull your kid toward the darkness. And I really like that. I like that a lot, because for me, that was very much a metaphor for school. It's the, I don't care what if you're living in the real world and there aren't demons following you 9 chances out of 10. But that whole thing of, when your kid ain't around you, they're going to be other people. They're going to be other people, and they're going to need your guidance, and not just, Papa Tang's belt. It's not just going to be like, hey, let's go steal. No, it ain't all just like that. Our kids do need our guidance, because they can slip into that darkness. It's a pretty ugly world out there. And Grace was like, no, she wasn't born evil. All right. Yeah, she's being messed with. She's being poked. So she needs you. She needs you. Not your grandmama. Yes, kind of her sisters, but you. And maybe David. David's good. And kind of Ben. She likes Ben.
Yeah.
Even
though Ben said nothing about a shrunken head being in your toilet, and just pushed it back down, was like, look, hey, I'm gonna just nope this back down.
And
I'm like, this is when you're like, Kristen, I don't know if you know, but there's a baby head in your toilet. A baby's head? No, just like a baby head. Like, it's a shrunken head.
Yeah.
But it's in your toilet. Like,
well, in all honesty,
and there's like blood and stuff. I don't know. You guys,
see,
I don't know what you do.
I go real easy on Ben, partly for the science, and partly because if he starts to believe, he doesn't have a job, because it's literally his job to disbelieve. So whatever he goes through,
belief needed when you see a shrunken head in a toilet. There's no belief needed. It's there. You saw it. You can just say, this is what I saw. It has nothing to do with, he's not saying, I believe in, spirits or something. He's just like, hey, I saw a shrunken head in your toilet, and it's weird.
Well, he didn't see the whole head. He just saw pieces. And it really is one of those things, it was Pop that saw the whole head. But but yeah, it's really a thing of, yeah, you know, I was plunging your toilet and some crazy stuff came up. Do I want to talk to you about that crazy stuff? Now, I would. I'm that guy. I'm like, you know, I'm like that guy from the Dave Chappelle sketch. I'm like, I don't know what you got down here. There's celery, there's all this other stuff. No, but most people would be like, no. I was doing you a favor by plunging your toilet, but nah, nah. All right, yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Nope this out.
This is why I don't have kids. And that's the second thing, though. You know, when it comes to like the toilet, the flushing, all that stuff, it's a house full of kids. Now, yours is
True.
relatively young, but kids go, hey, that goes down the hole. What else can fit? So they're throwing toys and Legos and toasters, maybe a cat. You never know. So it's like it's a house full of kids and something strange was clogging the toilet. Whatever. This is why I don't have kids. You know,
But
so
it
I'll give them
also
a
felt
pass
like
on
something was pulling the thing that he was putting in there, the
that. He
little
ain't a plumber.
pipe.
Yeah, he ain't a plumber.
If he has that, he's used it at least once before because he knew how to use it. When he felt something pulling, he should have been like, all right, pipes don't do this. Maybe, okay, then in that case,
I've never seen a pipe do this.
I'm Ben, then maybe I need to call a professional plumber now or tell Kristen to. Like you're still like I know we're making it happen for the show, but Ben is like, it would make sense for him to be like, okay, this is out of my depth because something's trying to pull and break my machine. So it's professional time. And then
there is a lot of that.
And then the professional plumber's like, we need to rip out all your plumbing. Nah.
Now, I want to bring up something as an actual occultist, okay? Because this is something that TV and movies mess up all the time because it's hard to show, okay? And that is when in the presence of like dark magic and stuff, there is an emotional and psychological effect, okay? Sometimes it's fear, sometimes it's uncertainty. And when it comes down to that kind of thing, that is the thing that those on my end of the spectrum that actually like study this stuff looks at and says, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense because of the effect that those kind of energies just have on people. The first thing it tears away is your rational mind. And this is just all across entertainment. People like complaining about Doctor Strange 2, about how Wanda's whole thing was undoing the show WandaVision. It was because dark magic made her crazy. Okay, it took away all that. It took that weakness and started going because and that's the thing when working with dark forces, it goes past the rational mind. All right. And in a nutshell, it causes the stupid. Because let's look at Dr. Kurt.
It causes the stupid.
Seriously, let's look at Dr. Kurt.
He straight wrote that book backwards. It's funny how the girl was like,
oh, it's backwards.
And she was like,
let me put this in the mirror, you know? And that was the thing. She was inspired by those pages because that is an effect that those forces have. We don't know to look for that as media viewers because most of the time we see it, it comes with After Effects, you know, some sort of spark, some sort of glow, some sort of difference in color palette, you know. So it's like, hey, look, it's magic. Whoa! And not like it's just something that's there, you know. But like Dr. Kurt, stuck on stupid. Again, light the candle, cut yourself, put on the thing. And
read Satan's
any rational person, any rational person would have been like, no.
What's she doing?
Any desperate person would have been like, I'll try it this one time. And as soon as that cartoon changed on the spinning record, it would have been like, nope. If the dark influences didn't have an effect on the subconscious mind. Okay, and the positive influences and the light powers do too. When you're dealing with magic, there is a subconscious element that's there that either pulls you toward the stupid or pulls you towards Sister Andrea.
Yeah.
And we
And
saw a little bit of that with Grace when she
I've
was
been
talking to
pulled. I'll
Cheryl.
just say I've been pulled towards Sister Andrea. I'll just without going too deep. I've had two encounters, and I don't mess with that stuff.
Yeah, and
Let
yeah,
you know,
I get you. I get you.
I'm on
See,
Sister Andrea. I'll be like, don't touch it. Why shouldn't I touch it? Because you shouldn't touch it. That's
see,
why you
I'm
shouldn't
still
touch it.
square in the middle. All right. I'm that guy where it's like, hey, dark influence. And I'm like, I know you. I know you, Eddie. No, I want half. I want half. Okay. I know you. You're not gonna trick me with your fun little easy game. I know what happened. I follow your advice and I pay my electric bill, and then my house gets struck by lightning. I know you, So and that's just the whole thing. But that's all honestly part of the craft. So yeah, you're wise for not messing around with it. And as somebody who studies it and practices it, it is really one of those things where it's like, there's that influence. Okay, somebody don't got their guard up. Again, like Sister Andrea,
She know better.
Yeah,
She
when
know,
she's like, pain is
like,
for
there's
tourists.
a demon right there. Like,
yeah,
right
demon
here?
right there.
Right there.
And just steady your mind and meditate. Okay, pain is for tourists. It's like both of them do accomplish the effect, but this is the way to do it without hurting yourself, idiot.
Now, hopefully, since we've been chilling, talking about the episode, let's go in and talk about what this is great, but this also seems like something that would probably be a little bit later in the season. But Leland, the action Leland has taken is way more than the subtle and suggestive. Way more. Leland has been firmly in the kind of like, oh, well, I'll just, pay this person,
okay,
pay someone else.
Yeah.
And then it looks plausible, deniability. This is a very direct action.
Look at what it was
just...
and who it was aimed at. Okay, subtle influence. Yeah, that's when it comes to Cheryl's greedy butt and Dr. Kurt's lazy butt, and even the church's bureaucratic butts. But they're dealing with a prophet directly. Like,
yeah, they don't have
can't
time
fall
to
for his stuff. Yeah. And if she's around, she has more influence than them. Because they're like, oh, well, you should totally join this internet group, and you should do this, and you should do that. It'll take a while to pull you to the dark side. And Grace is the one that goes, bam, God said Thursday.
Yeah, and also the fact that because they worked so hard to keep her kidnapped and hidden and all that stuff. And then now that, like he said, LeConte said, he was like, she did like 100 years of work in like an afternoon. Like, the fact that she's like connecting dots that they've been working so hard to make look like they weren't connected. I guess he was just like, yo, nah, she got to go down now.
She's God's burner phone. All right. That's what she is. Because nobody else got that number, and he don't pick up from nowhere but that number. So he calls that number and he's like, closet, rest of the page, next Thursday, tell Christian to look out for a kid. Now I got to go prevent a natural disaster. And Leland's like, poke, 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 doom scrolling, influence, poke, poke. And so and again, if you're on their side, which I'm not, for the record, but if you are on their side, and it's like, I've been influenced, I've been doing machinations, I've been pulling people toward things slowly, and now they got God's burner phone. Oh no, down. just put that phone
but for him to even do it himself is like, wow.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she's been surrounded by 4 guys. Now, of course, this is the right thing. Now, of course, the 4 or 5 guys ain't there. Now it's just one dude reading the book by himself, no one else. But, I know we need the story. So he goes into the building on his own. He ain't got a secondary or nothing.
Nope.
Yo, he bossed up. Leland kills the dude at the bottom. Then it's not a situation where it's like, hey, I'm behind enemy lines. I need to hurry up. Dude is just walking up the steps leisurely, acting like he has all the time in the world. Now, of course, we got was it Monsignor or whatever comes through and saves her. But wow.
Yeah.
Like that moment, not only did he kill one, but two, and he kills the Monsignor. And the only thing is, where does this leave the rest of the season? Because this is not this, like, LeConte has to get involved now. Because remember, LeConte was like, don't worry about Leland. We got bigger fish to fry. Now it's like, no, this dude came after the prophetess.
Well, yeah,
and literally killed people on our ground. We gotta strike back, son. We gotta strike back.
See what you're talking about is skirmish level, all right? But you're right. LeConte does have to get involved because LeConte is an intelligence worker, okay? And the thing with intelligence is they got the broad view. They're like, nah, we got bigger fish to fry. We got this, with the implication of we're keeping our big gun off the radar. Our big gun being Grace, and then it's like, oh. They know about the big gun. Okay. And then there's that question of if they go after Leland, all right, who's Leland got backing him up? I mean, we already know about old dude. We already know about Cheryl, and we know about the store manager. And the store manager is one of them big guns too. So it's like, if we strike back, that can take this spiritual Cold War into a spiritual hot war, which is what the forces of darkness want anyway.
True. Yeah.
And so that's just the whole thing. So it's like, oh, Leland had to get up and try and pull an assassination. All right.
That cool. was. And Chester says Leland has committed murder, kidnapping, child grooming. When will he go to jail? I didn't think he was about that life. Yeah, for him to
really?
Well,
really?
The difference in this particular act is that he went into their house. Yeah. And he killed them in their home territory.
Wait, let's get it right.
Luring someone to
he casually strolled into their house.
Yeah, okay. He wasn't like wearing a black mask and like sneaking through and climbing over the fence. No, he
was practically whistling.
Yeah, like the dude practically whistling. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, this is very bold.
And like, Chester, you didn't know he was about that life? Bruh. He is one of the best written monsters in entertainment right now. Because, when is he going to go to jail? One, who's going to suspect him of anything? He is Mr. 18 alibis and powerful friends that call up like, oh, no, this guy he's the heart of the land. He is a regular dude. And that demonic influence, like who's going to testify against him? Kurt?
Because the demonic influence is probably what's helping them. Like they probably, I'm pretty sure they got cops, mayors, DAs, regular people, community leaders. Yeah, they got all kinds of.
We already know they got cops, prison guards, radio talk show hosts, senators, stuff like that, and let's seriously be real. Who's going to testify against him? The black priest, the Muslim skeptic, the forensic psychiatrist who's already guilty of murder and it being covered up by the police department.
But we don't know that. Well, they don't know that.
Huh?
They don't know. We know that.
I'm betting dollars to donuts that Leland does. Because I don't trust Kristen. I don't trust Kirsten's cop friend.
Yeah. I trust her enough. I don't trust cops. I don't know if I trust her past whatever Leland can pull over her.
It's not that. It was because of who Kirsten killed. Kirsten killed Leland's right hand.
Too. It wasn't. I mean, they were close too. Like so, they had history, and this dude was running around killing people. So it's not like we lost anything. I mean, most people would, even people that weren't close friends or past close friends with Kristen, would call it a wash. Be like, hey, Dude killed people, got killed. Okay, so what's next?
You say they're close, but you know what? She close with her mama too. That don't mean the cop ain't evil. And like I said, she killed the dude that Leland pretty much sent on her, and then it got covered up by her friend. Like again, this is wheels within wheels within wheels. When you're playing that game of when you're playing the long game of subtle influence, the only people that she can really trust right now, or that we as the audience can trust, ain't working for Leland, are David,
Ben,
two of her kids.
not two of her kids. I'm not going to do their kids. I'm not going to split the kids up. You know what I'm saying? All the kids.
I don't know Lexi. I really don't know Lexi. But yeah, David.
I think Lexi's proven herself this season that she's even on her own, or at least even on her own with the I don't know the
no.
I guess
you know what
or friendship of her sisters, that she's on the right path, or at least she's at least on the good side right now.
Well, she is on the good
killed
side,
younglings yet.
But again, I'm only saying I'm trusting two of her kids because of her mama. All right, her oldest ain't messing around, and her youngest ain't messing around. But the other ones,
the two middles do be the two middles be doing like, it's like enough devious stuff to get you caught up in something bad for real.
Remember remember the Amazon episode? Or sorry, the not Amazon episode. You know.
Not the not Amazon episode. But yes.
Yeah, give this to the slave, give this to the master. Now the slave has become the master of the other slaves. Magic. You know. So yeah, so she can trust her oldest, who is just like, you know what? I'm tired of all y'all. She can trust her youngest.
And I'm the real mom because my mom ain't doing nothing.
You know, she can trust her youngest because her youngest is still at that bright-eyed innocent thing, but Lexi and the redhead, that all depends on what Cheryl can do. All right. So yeah. David, the two kids, and Sister Andrea. That's it.
Eddie to the redhead.
Huh?
I can't remember who she showed Eddie to.
No, she showed Eddie to Lexi.
Oh, okay.
She's really pouring her attention into Lexus. So that's who the tug of war is over. That's the one that she took to go see the boss. I'm
gonna throw this in real quick. Vera Morris, who I hope I'm not screwing it up, but if Vera is correct, just give me a thumbs up. So Vera said, I think Lexus saw the demon as he was. But I mean, think about it this way. Think about this. She was good on that eye winking game.
Yeah.
What if Lexus did see the demon as he was, but didn't want to trip because grandma ain't tripping?
Yeah.
You know how you go to a party and something might be going crazy and you be like, all right, well, ain't nobody else tripping. I guess I ain't going to trip. You know, maybe because I mean, Lexus has seen other weird stuff throughout the seasons because of her connection to RSM fertility. So, and you know, Leland messing with her dreams and stuff and all that.
She came to terms with her tale.
Yep.
It was her plan to get Leland labeled a child molester online.
Yep.
It was, and the thing that really got me where I'm like, I don't trust this kid, the winking game.
Yeah, the winking game, look, we gotta make sure those powers are used for good. Because she's at that age where she's like, oh, well, I'm a kid. I can get anything I want. And see, when you're a kid, you don't think, oh, I'm not going to extrapolate this until when I'm 30 and I'm evil doing anything to get what I want. When you're a kid, you're just like, oh, I want the new video game. I want
especially not the type of evil. Yeah, especially not the type of evil that this show depicts, which is snowball evil. Okay. You're shocked at Leland going ham because Leland don't go ham.
Yeah, Leland doesn't do that.
Yeah, he pushes a rock down a snowy mountain. That's all he does.
I was surprised to see him get his hands dirty.
No,
I thought he would have gave that knife to someone else and be like, you know, whisper some kind of Latin or something, and the dude goes off or something. But
What
for
happens when
him to
Thanos
like,
sent Loki?
it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I got to do this myself. You know?
Yeah. You know, I mean, seriously.
And like, so the thing with Alexis, I think I don't know, man. I want to see her win, but I am worried about her. And bringing this up is interesting. If she did see the demon that way, the fact that she's not ringing the alarm on her grandma, I wonder if it's a situation where it's like with Leland, where it's like, okay, I'm gonna keep playing along and see what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that she's a long game type of player, which I enjoy. Like I said about her when she did the thing with Leland, it's like, look, I understand, and I'm glad that you want to take him down, but it's time for adults to get involved because right now you messing with some stuff you just don't know. But if she did see him as the real him, that changes that scene completely.
Yeah. Now, real talk, what I can honestly see is those girls are going to be the real heroes of the show. And I don't speculate that much, but I can very much see it as Kirsten finds out about Cheryl. She has her existential crisis, probably goes through another exorcism. And they're like, and then she's like, look, honeys, you were a little young for all this and blah, blah, blah. And then the kids pop back. Oh, yeah, no, we know grandma's evil. It don't take that much.
No. Then on top of that, then be like, but yeah, I thought we all knew this. And they're like looking at her like, we thought,
like you didn't know.
Remember when you said grandma couldn't come here no more? We thought that's why. And she's like, oh, it's like, like we're kids. Like we knew, like grandma.
It's like, wait, but how did you figure it out? I don't know. The rewriting the 10 Commandments to make us bad kids at school, the creepy dolls, the fact that she was coming here and smashing with her boyfriend in the middle. I can see her oldest going, Mom, I'm 12.
Yeah.
I'm already tired.
The man that she brought into our lives that is a pedophile or at least trying to do something with us. Like, come on,
like,
Mom.
Seriously, Mom.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, Mom, like we thought you was on the same page. Like, what's going on?
It's like, I know you're trying to protect us by keeping secrets, but we know a lot more than you think. Yeah. And I see them doing that.
Kids can handle more than you think. Not saying that you should just force kids to be adults all the time, but kids can handle more than you think. It's been way past time for her to sit them kids down. When old boy came to the house, remember when he came to the house in season 1, the killer, when he came to the house, it was time to sit everyone down and say, hey, this house has new rules because of my job, because of the court stuff or whatever. There are certain people that want to harm me and by extension harm you. We need to act this way as a unit. You need to worry about this. I have come in contact with some things. I can't fully explain it, but trust me, some of this stuff is real, and really lay that stuff out for their kids. I've seen it done from military families. I've seen it done from families in police forces. I've seen it done from families that are in gangs. Kids can handle these kind of discussions. Like
so in one of my favorite book series is called The Dresden Files. There is a dude that you remind me a lot of named Michael Carpenter. Now, he is a Knight of the Cross, which means every once in a while, he's got to leave home for like 2 or 3 days to go kill demons, fight dragons, defeat monsters. And they are a serious Catholic family. And his wife works on his armor, is his sparring partner. They met because she was being sacrificed to a dragon. He killed the dragon. So he is literally her knight in shining armor.
Oh.
They got 5 kids. You know what else they got? Emergency protocol, a panic room.
Yeah.
And knowledge of what daddy do. When dad's not out fighting monsters, he's a carpenter. Oh, he was out fighting monsters and he got shot up. Well, that's messed up. Oh, his friend Harry comes over. Harry fights monsters. Now we're taking care of Harry's kid. Oh no, your dad does love you. He's just out fighting Draculas and stuff. In fact, your
Fighting
daddy
Draculas.
killed 30,000 Draculas just to make sure that you were safe. You know, I mean, they are serious. They are upfront with their kids, and their kids are like, yeah. But you know what else those kids do? Christmas morning, snowball fights. Like I'm doing a whole lot of spoilers, but it's 15 books long. Read it. But like his oldest daughter is now a fairy queen of the winter realm. And she was like, I don't know if dad's gonna like it, blah, 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 blah. They fight, the whole city goes through hell and back. And then she's like, I guess it's time to tell my father what I do. And they showed up and he's like, yeah, you're a fairy princess. I've been in this game longer than you. Now, we pulled out the silverware because we know you can't do the stainless steel. Hope your mom bought a big ham. I hope that's good. And second, we got you these long rubber gloves because just because you were a princess don't mean you ain't doing dishes after dinner. All right, we doing good. We doing good. And I'm like, that is how you deal with children and family when you're dealing with supernatural stuff or any stuff. Just be straight with them. You know, my mom and I had a whole bunch of problems, but every month I was right there with her when she was paying bills and balancing the checkbook. When she was like, this is why I get mad that y'all eat all the groceries as soon as we buy them, because this is how much I spent on them. Then y'all eat them in a day, and then there's nothing left for another 2 weeks. So where am I going to get more money to put more food in the house in those 2 weeks? Where's it going to come from?
Gotta pace it.
You know?
Can't go crazy. Can't go crazy on day one.
Yeah, you know, I mean, always honest, always upfront, always saying, look, I'm gonna die one day. Look, there's gang wars happening outside. Your friend's gonna die one day. That means you should cherish them more because they ain't promised to you. I ain't promised to you. And you know what? I don't get messed up. Like I don't get messed up when it comes to that kind of stuff. So it's like, you know what? Just tell your kids. Be honest with your kids about what you do, why you do it, why you got to do what it takes to survive.
She's been hiding mad stuff from her kids, and now her kids are having to deal with it alone. And when you let children deal with stuff like this alone that adults can't even handle,
people that will give them support are other idiots, i.e., the other kids in their life that don't know nothing. It's like when women go to other women to find out what men want. How do you know this? Yeah, why not go to a man? You know, if you know, like, when you
businesses have done this forever. They're called like test groups. But if you want to test cereal for kids, you don't test cereal with adults. You test it with the kids, and then you ask the kids what they like. So if you like, that's why you would go to ask a group, a test case of men, and be like, hey. Is this was like if I would ask a woman like, hey, what women want, what y'all want, and then it'd be like, oh, okay, cool, and you take down notes and you cross reference, and you know you maybe have another study group come in and you study them, and then you make like a list or something.
Yeah, exactly. So but you know they're leaving their kids out to discover what's up in the world while they are fighting demons. You got to at least educate your kids on the demons. It's like, you know, oh, honey, I've been having nightmares of the same demon guy pinning me to my bed and looming over me. And honestly, and this is where I facepalm when it comes to Kirsten. So yeah, you're welcome. I don't give total passes. All right.
Not a full pass.
On the James T. Kirk is Christ episode, where it was like, oh, you're doing that internet challenge too? You know, it says you have to have sex with a virgin, all this other stuff. Let me sit you down and tell you what I do. At least you're the oldest one, and now you're caught up in this stuff. You know, you can talk to me about this stuff because I'm actually investigating that case. And the people that are doing that are ending up dead. You want to see pictures? You know, that's what she could be doing. But no, we have to protect our kids from knowledge. So, you know, yeah, that's just, again, I just can't. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm Black and we're from our culture. Because Black parents don't hide much from their kids. Most of the time, we're in the trenches because they need a hand. So it's like, you know, the thermostat's broken. Well, here's the book. You best learn how to fix it. Well, can't you call an AV guy? You got AV guy money?
Yeah, AV got money. What we gonna do is see if one of your uncles can fix it or something. And guess who's gonna be standing beside them while they fix it?
Again, my mom was like, why am I gonna hire a gardener when I got 4 able-bodied sons?
Hey, look, somebody better get back there and start cultivating
Come on,
some
Mom,
dirt.
we need a dishwasher. Oh, we got a dishwasher.
We got dishwashers.
And it even got a name. Its name is Solar. Look, it's even energy efficient. Now get in there and wash them dishes. You know, so that's our culture. Yeah, so since that's our culture, that might be a reason that we're having such a hard time with Kristen as a parent. Because living in the suburbs for as long as I did, everything I see her do is just stock standard. You know, including the stupidity.
And like in the first season, up until the guy came to her house, when he came to her house and essentially threatened her and her daughters, if you don't have the money to move, it's time for a house meeting. Guys, this is, and then maybe even have a separate meeting with the oldest and say, look, this is where the gun in the house is. Now, look. If he come, you know what he looked like? If he come up in here, hey.
If he comes up to the door, first you call the police, then you grab your sister's cell phone and you call me. But I'm going to go take a trip and make sure he ain't coming back anymore. Are you going to kill him, Mom? Do you really want the answer to that question?
He's not a, this is where you just say, he's not a factor anymore. Oh, man. So
I think it's because suburban parents are very much we have to protect the childhood, where rural and minority parents are you ain't no baby no more.
Yeah, it's like
don't tell your sisters, but I gotta go kill a fool before he kills us.
The oldest is around by looks, because I can't remember the last time they said their ages, but by looks, the oldest is 12.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm trying to judge height, you know, but on
she's
TV, judging height.
No, judge grade. What grade is she in?
I don't remember the last time they said what grade she was in. I have no
She's
idea.
going to junior high next school year.
Okay, cool. So 12,
she's in about
13?
6th grade. So,
so
around the 6th grade. So coming to be like 11 or 12. Because Lexus is 9 or 10. So
okay, cool.
So
well, guys, we good. That's it.
So, it's like, yo, you ain't no baby no more. So you need to know Mom is about to go catch a body. And I need you to make sure she don't catch a case. All right. Yeah. But Mom, can't the police handle it? No, because the police have rules that these guys know how to get around.
Yeah.
So I try the police because, you know, I have friends on the police department and I used to work for the DA. All right. Now I got to go catch a body. And you don't talk about this with your sisters, especially the redheaded one. She got a big mouth.
She do. Anyway, so LaGray, tell people where they can find you.
Well, you can find me at twitch.tv/BID_P. Monday through Friday. I finally got all my gear fixed. Like, look at this. I'm on. My camera's working. Woo! Had to switch up what room in the Wizards Tower I'm at, but that's okay. I'm here. We're doing the thing. However, if you want to see us live, you want to see us and meet us live, then come on down to Decker Day on August 27th. All right. There's going to be games, activities, workshops, a paint and take, which means I bring a bunch of miniatures. You get to paint it, and then you get to take it home. And I would say free of charge, but you got to buy a ticket. Tickets are $50. You can You'll find the link on Facebook events, also on the Back in the Deck Discord. And yeah, we're having a panel with Marquita Lastar, our boy NERDSoul right here, myself, and Charles Mendez from Guildhouse Games, or Charles Mendoza, sorry, from Guildhouse Games. And it's gonna be like a whole family thing. And tickets are $50. And there's a link to pay on the thing. And yeah, thank you. Yeah, he's putting up Decker Day. That is awesome. Just follow the link right there in the chat. Tickets are $50. You pay them through PayPal, and the $50 is the day of activities. I got at least 8 game demonstrations, like 8 different tables with games that everybody can try out. Where I'm hosting a Dungeon Masters workshop, a character creation workshop, and this comes for your writing too, for y'all that want to be comic writers. We got 133 Art. Jason Reeves is putting up some wares and joining us on the panel. And it's going to be a cool day. And it comes with an Italian buffet. All right. $50 for one day. One day. You get food, fun, entertainment. And for y'all families out there, it's $80 for 2 tickets, and all your kids that you bring get in free. All right. Now, I'm not saying like hook up the Bebe's kids thing, because we only got 100 tickets available. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying like 2 people bring 15 kids. You got to be reasonable, because food is food. But yeah, but yeah, seriously, come on down. You get to meet us live. You get to hang out with us, play games, talk about stuff. And we're going to talk about nerd culture, movies, TV, comic books, all the stuff. But we're going to be doing it in your face, live, where you can be like, I got a question for Miss Marquita Lastar. Yes, she will say, and then you will ask your question. She will say. And all that stuff. So yeah, that'll be good stuff. And again, link is in the link is in the chat right there. And of course, come on down to twitch.tv/BID_P Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. All right. So, and thank you for having me on. In fact, if we're lucky, I might be able to get a couple of the special effects dudes from Evil to show up to the event.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So, shouts out to Vera Morris, Leon Casey Jr., Chester Hardy. Let's see, Tyler Bennett, and whoever else was lurking and all that stuff. Love all y'all. Glad y'all like the show, because the show is fun to watch. It's crazy, and we'll see what happens next episode, man, because there's definitely a line cross that you can't come back from. All right, so with that said, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. That's right. And say what's up.
Say what's up. I'm being your dad.
So with that said, love all y'all. Don't forget the podcast. Like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. You know what I'm saying? If you share it, it's caring. You know what I'm saying? Sharing is caring. Plus, you can beat the algorithm. Algorithm trying to hurt a brother, trying to stop us. They can't stop us. So, you ready to go?
They can't stop me either.
That's right. They can't stop you neither. So, you ready to tell them peace?
Peace.
Say love all y'all.
Love all y'all.
So, we out.
We out.
All right, you ready to get it? You ready to get it?
All right.
All right, hold up real slow. And swing it.
We hit it hard on this one.
finish him off. If you can't do it, then maybe you should let someone who can, like me,